So back in April 24, actually April 23, a day before my birthday, my friends surprised me with, just a really intimate celebration. And of course, they were manifesting that I win. Now, every time I have guests, I kind of just give them a crowning moment also. Yeah, cute lang. Hey Mega, Michelle Marquez-Dee here, and welcome to my home, aka RMHQ. Come on, come in, come in. Those that don't know, I actually live with Rian Rama. She is my housemate. So you'll see a bit of myself and a bit of her. And don't worry, I got permission from the wifey before I did all of this. So feel free to come in. Okay, so when Rian and I first decided to move in together, and mind you, it took us 2 years to finally get to this point, we had a problem because we both had two separate residences. So we had two sets of furniture that we owned. So what you see here in this living space is actually Rian's. So this is basically like a carbon copy of her house. But we do have very similar styles in approach. Like you'll see behind you in a bit, my dining table, which matches the aesthetic, right? So it was very important for us when we were choosing a house that it was very presko, or as they say, maaliwalas. So during the pageant, and if you don't know, I was also shooting a teleserye. So this actually doubled as a storage room. I did my best to kind of clear everything, but what you see now is a product of best effort decluttering. Because prior to that, my Natcos was in here, my whole wardrobe for Miss Universe was in here, all of my taping essentials for Freya in Mga Lihim na Orduha was here, and you'll see fragments of that. I think now there's just a bit of like unopened packages and whatnot. Basically, I have two offices. One's up in my master's bedroom, one is down here. So what I do here is everything that involves creativity. So this is where I edit, this is where I edit photos, this is where I day trade or look at portfolios. This is where, basically, like I said, I make money when I'm not in front of the camera. And I don't know how many people can say they have a cash counter as well. Here, thank you, Mga Lihim na Orduha family. This is their birthday gift for me. But as you can see, I have an Eyes of Z LED right here. And that's kind of the account or the alias that I use when I take photos. So feel free to check that out, Eyes of Z on Instagram. I take photos of my very beautiful friends. So now, on to my second favorite part of the house. You know, guys, if I'm not competing, my favorite place in the house is the kitchen, and that's where I'm going to take you guys right now. Let's go. So it was really important for Rian and I that we have a kitchen island because both of us are very big foodies. And, I love to cook, Rian loves to cook, but admittedly, the past few months, Rian has really been the wife of the house because I haven't been home at all. So she would do the grocery, she would buy all of my favorite food, arguably sabotage because I was competing, and then I'd come home and all of my favorite food are just like in the middle of the kitchen counter. But I love you, Rian, thank you. Another evidence of my love for cooking is a little collection that I have here. This is my knife collection. I have yet to fill this up, so these are all from National Blade Work. This is my favorite steak knife. So, if you have any good knife suggestions, let me know. Okay, so welcome to the second floor. This is a very sentimental item of mine. It's a vintage scuba helmet owned by my grandfather, actually. So I just carry this around with me because it's a good accent piece. I mean, why not? This is where all of the magic happens. What magic? Wala pa tayong magic. After na ng November, after El Salvador. But again, full disclosure, I'm so sorry for the mess. But this is my bedroom. So the first thing that I do when I wake up is actually to meditate. That's something my grandmother taught me when I was younger. So you'll see that I have a singing bowl here. I'm a very energy-centered person, so sometimes I put crystals in here and then I just kind of cleanse the energy around me because there's just too much toxicity around this world that sometimes you just have to recenter and recalibrate that. These two were actually solved by my older autistic brother. So he did this in about 2 hours. This is a 3,000-piece puzzle. You'll see his name underneath. This took him half a day. Very skilled. So these are going up on my wall in due time. Over here is tennis racket by my youngest brother. Signed by him also, the Abe version 1.5. So he's an amazing tennis player. He's on a mission. He's a missionary in Chile now, fluent in Spanish. And as you see, there is a piano here. I played a role for a Korean adaptation called Keys to the Heart. I was the mentor there. So I had to learn how to play the piano, touch up on my skills. So right next to my bed, you'll see I have like my other work phone and the Daily Stoic, so I read a page every day. Here, I'm still waiting for my actual floating shelves to arrive. Right now, this is where my books live. So I have other Stoic books, self-help books. One of my favorite, The Law of Divine Compensation. So basically, whatever you give out to the universe, it comes back to you tenfold. It's a gift from my dad. Super touching. Okay, so what's next is actually my saving grace throughout Miss Universe Philippines. I'm so grateful for this space in the house because it made it so much more convenient to train. So we're going upstairs to the 3rd floor, and that's where Ian Mendahar, my pasarela trainer, and I would train for my pasarela. Prior to my Miss Universe journey, this is actually where we would host our parties. This is where we surprised Rian during her birthday. So we would get like caterers to set this whole place up, but then it became off limits when I started training for Miss Universe because I converted it into a makeshift studio. Welcome to the attic. See, I have like my studio mirrors here. We would roll up the carpet just so I could walk back and forth. You'll see some workout equipment here too, because prior to doing pasarela, I would work out here, if not at Max Collins's gym, which is 6 houses down this way. So yeah, this is where I got my walk skills. So we're actually at the tail end of this video, but I do want to show you a place where, I just come out to relax. It's kind of like a good breath of fresh air from the city. It was really important that Rian and I had a balcony for the house that we chose, and this is it. So here we go. Coming out here and just listening to nature also when it's not so busy, it fills me up with a lot of gratitude. The winning moment is something that is indescribable because it validates all of my hard work and all of the struggles that I've been to get to that moment. And it's a feeling that I'll keep with me forever because, again, joining the pageant is so much bigger than promoting myself. It's about promoting the things that are important to me, like autism awareness. My 2 autistic brothers are my core. They're so important to me. So to be able to win in front of them and for them to see themselves on the big screen, that's just a dream of mine. And of course, my mom was in an accident also, and to see her in the audience cheering for me was such an amazing feeling. Fun fact, before I end this, is if you saw any photos of me pointing, I was pointing at my brothers and my mom. So alam niya na my pointing photos was for her. And my sister, Maxine, I love you. Okay, so I think we covered everything. So once again, this has been Michelle Marquez-Dee for Mega Up Close and Personal. I hope you all enjoyed, but I have to get back to work, so you guys are gonna have to leave. But I had so much fun. Come back very, very soon, maybe after El Salvador. Okay, bye-bye.